Well, welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. I'm your host, Steve Perry. No co-host this week, but we're looking to come make you a co-host. And just like Greg Peters did with us last week, and that was so much fun. And had a lot of compliments this past week about the show at Greg's, and some of the stuff we talked about, the old times. Just nobody realizes what goes on, and we get the shop tours at the NASCAR shops and all that, but you don't see the little shops, the shops where it really happens. And, think about some of the shops over the years, the shops that built the P38s and J's2s, Dave Kudamash's shop out there, and I think that's Gorham, all those famed number 61s. A shop that's still turning cars out up there in Turner. Mike Rowe's shop out there on Stone Road, just so many different shops. Dickie Fowler's, out there on Pleasant Hill Road, not big fancy shops, but the history, the stories, the smiles, that took place in those shops. It's just, like I said, short track racing continues to evolve and will continue to evolve over many years. But those shops with those guys like Greg Peters and some of those other people I mentioned, that's what's made this sport as great as it is today. And really excited to everything we're able to do here with Mainly Motorsports and, the Northeast Motorsports Expo, 32nd annual. It doesn't seem possible. 32 years ago, Tim Attaya, Bob Morris, both Award of Excellence recipients, up at the show, award that I created the first year I took over, had a vision. Let's start this little preview show, which was, at the time, before the internet, the kickoff to the following season's races. Continues to be. Obviously, the internet has changed things so much now. Schedules are readily available. Teams can show their stuff and all that. But I really like the people, and you saw us doing it with Greg last week, the sneak peeks. You know what? We're not going to show our car. You want to see it? You come up to Augusta. And we're so excited. I mean, when I tell you that place is jam-packed, ask Debbie. I stressed all last weekend when I started laying it out. It's a fun time. I just started putting a puzzle together. All of a sudden, I don't got many slots left, but I still have a bunch of puzzle pieces. A little nerve-wracking. Had to get creative. Had to wonder if I was even going to have a space to sit. But we made it happen. And when I tell you January 10th through the 12th, you want to tell your friends. You're a race fan. You want to be there. You want to come. You want to check it out because there's going to be some race cars there. There's going to be some race drivers. There's going to be some rock climbing trucks. There's going to be some drag cars. There's going to be some go-karts. You're going to see everything there is when it comes to motorsports right there under one roof at the Augusta Civic Center. So go to the Facebook page, Mainly Motorsports TV, Facebook page. Go to the website, northeastmotorsportsexpo.net, and that'll take you and show you everything. And when you see the list of everybody that's coming, tracks from Vermont, tracks from New Hampshire, the new owners of Riverside Speedway coming over, obviously Peter Prescott, always Team EJP has a phenomenal looking display. Could be a little different this year. We'll talk about that a little later in the show. But really excited about all the things that are going to be happening up there. We'll talk more about it throughout this week's show. But obviously it's hard to me talk for 50 minutes. You don't want to listen to me for an hour. I get it. I don't want to listen to me for an hour. So I got thinking, going back through some old shows. I said, I want to show some stuff from yesteryear. So I went all the way back to 2012. We talked about the Award of Excellence. Tim Attaya, a recipient of it. Bob Morris, a recipient of it. When we come back from commercial break, we're going to hear from the 2012 winner as he was accepting his award. Seems like yesterday, but that was 7 years, almost 8 years ago, actually now. Wow, does time fly. So, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the 3rd annual Award of Excellence winner, the Northeast Motorsports Expo, back in 2012.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
I'm Melinda. My husband Steve and I operate E-Keys for Cars in Saco. E-Keys is family-owned with over 20 years in the car key business. Need an extra key? We promise to provide the best quality at a good price. Walk-ins are always welcome with no appointment ever needed. You'll be in and out in minutes. And yes, E-Keys still handles emergencies. But why wait? E-Keys for Cars, Route 1 on the Auto Mile in Saco.
E-Keys for Cars.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at WiscassetSpeedway.com.
First off, I'd like to welcome everybody to the 24th Annual Northeast Motorsports Expo. And this show was started 24 years ago by a man by the name of Tim Mattia. Had vision enough that Maine needed a little show like this up here in Augusta. First part of January, get everybody's blood pumping. Presented Tim with the first annual Award of Excellence under my ownership. Last year that award went to Peter Prescott. Everybody knows what Peter Prescott's done in the great sport of motorsports throughout the state of Maine, as far as sponsorship on cars, young drivers development, helping some of the series get started. So when it came time to decide on the winner for the 3rd annual Award of Excellence, I just felt fitting that so many of us as race fans and racers have enjoyed the times we've spent at a couple of establishments, one in Maine, one in New Hampshire. This family and this gentleman had vision enough back in 1974 to put on a race that is now be known as the Oxford 250. It was a 200-lap race that time. A young man by the name of Joey Carafas picked up the win. They had that race for many years, sold the racetrack, moved on, bought what was formerly the Briar Motorsports Park in 1989, and turned that into what is now known as New Hampshire Motor Speedway under the regime of Bruton Smith. But Bob Bear, Sandy Bear, son Gary Bear, had vision enough to create 2 big events in the state of Maine and the state of New England that we all call part of our summertime vacations. We all make them around those events. And I want to present the 3rd annual Award of Excellence to the family of Bob Bear and his family for all they've done for the racers in the state of Maine and New England. Bob, I want to thank you and everything you've done.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Although instead of us getting the award, I think the award should go to all the drivers and car owners and fans who made it what it is today. We built the place and did all that, but without them, we'd have had nothing.
No, you're right, and I think that's, with that attitude, Bob, I think that's why you've had so much success in this sport.
No, we appreciate what they've done for us, and like again, I'm not just saying it, I really mean it. Without them, we would never made it.
Now, back in the early 70s, you're running around Oxford, you and your brother, and you had the idea that it needed a big paying race. You know, at the time, that was pretty big money. You put a 200-lap race on. But what made you come up with the idea to make it think it would work?
Well, we did. To be honest with you, my brother Dick should get more of the credit for that than I do. I mean, we talked about, we did everything together, talked about stuff, and then he talked about it, and I talked about it with him, and together we did it. But I mean, Dick needs a lot of that credit for the Oxford 250, or the Oxford 200, and then we changed it to the 250. My brother Dick was a big part of everything I did.
Yeah, and that race is just, it's evolutionized, it's changed. You know, some say for the worse, some say for the better, but it's still the Oxford 250. And, you know, it means a lot to this region of Oxford each July, and which you call home. This area is your home. So, you know, there's a lot of people that have enjoyed a lot of weekends there because of you.
I know we used to sell it out years ago. I don't know how it's doing now. We sold it first to Mike Liberty, and then he sold it to Bill Ryan. And I don't know, I haven't been there in years and years, and I don't know how well it's doing, but we used to sell it out and do very, very well with it. We used to get a lot of cars, too.
Yeah, and, you know, one of the things that, you know, it was always, you know, the big guys raced for the big money that day, but it was still a big day for the little guys, you know, in the support divisions to be racing in front of those crowds. And, you know, sometimes people don't think of those guys, but I know you always did think of the little guys.
No, we had to. I was a little guy, too. In fact, I still am, but, you know, you got to appreciate what you got, and you got to respect the people and the drivers and everybody to make anything work.
Yeah. Now you sold Oxford. You're sitting on the sidelines. You go over and you buy the Briar Motorsports Park with nothing. I mean, you didn't know that anything could happen. You probably had an idea that you might get some of the lower tier NASCAR tours to come over, but you didn't know what to expect. There was no promises, but you went out. You guys did it. You built a beautiful facility. Opened that up in July of 1990, and talk about the growth there from when you started to where it was when you passed it off to Bruton.
Well, when we sold it to Bruton, at that time, every race we ever had was sold out. We started, I believe, with 55,000 seats, but then when we got the Cup, I think 3 years later, we started adding seats, and we got up to, we actually had 94,000 some seats. That's not counting the boxes and all that. So we'd get just about 100,000 in the place. And we got it, in every race we ever had, we sold it out.
So you and your family were an instrumental part of bringing big-time stock car racing up here to the Northeast for a lot of the people that weren't able to travel to the Daytonas and the Bristols and the Charlottes. They were able to now, right in their backyard, see the stars, the Earnhardts, the Pettys, those type of guys race.
No, I agree with you on that, but again, I can't stop saying that the fans and everybody was the one that made it work. We could have sat there and had a hell of a race with nobody in the grandstands. But I mean, everybody was good to us. They all respected everything we did, and we did everything we could to try to make their stay over there a little better for them and everything else. So it's a two-way street. It's not us completely.
You're exactly right, Bob. But I want to thank you for taking the time. The reason we're doing this, Bob's off in Florida right now, unable to attend the show. But you gave a lot back to us fans, and I want you to accept this Award of Excellence from myself, the Northeast Motorsports Expo, and all the drivers and fans, because with the two things that you put on, you gave guys a lot of joy and their families. So I want to thank you for everything, Bob.
I appreciate it, and I want to thank you. And again, I'm accepting it for the fans and drivers and everybody, not just yourself and the family, but because I can't stress enough how much everybody's done for us over the years in racing. Yeah. My wife and I first came up here in 1963 with our midget race car to a race, and we took and raced down here that 4th of July, and then that winter they were going to sell the track. They couldn't make any money, and I didn't have enough money to buy it, so I got an option on it for a year and ran it in '64 and did very well. And then I went down to the First Manufacturers Bank in Lewiston that was there at the time borrowed the rest of the money to buy it. They probably should have put him in jail for. They should have put him in jail for loaning me the money, but it worked out well, and everything went good from that day on.
Yeah, you got to say, we're sitting
Right.
here in 2011,
That's
and well, actually, it's 2012 now when everybody sees this.
Yeah.
And racing's been good to you, but you've been good to racing.
Yeah, but again, I can't stress enough, if it wasn't for the fans in 1964 and growing, and it grew pretty fast, and it was, we were lucky, and we got to thank everybody.
And that's one thing, folks, that I will say, and I'm not knocking anybody, but there's a promoter that understands that how important the fans and the drivers are to his program. And that's why you're the recipient of this year's Award of Excellence.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Seems like yesterday, and like I said, I was so honored to sit in that room with Mr. Bear. And one thing that I never did, and to this day, I'm like, why? He invited me up, told me to do a big interview with me. We'd walk through his museum, take me to his house, walk the track, talk about the history, talk about his visions of what he had. Yeah, I'll do that, Bob. I'll get to you. One of those things that I'm going to regret that I never made happen, because I'm sure I would have found out some pretty cool information as I did in that interview of, even on or before and after from that interview with the sale of New Hampshire, the buying of Briar Motorsports Park, things that I had no idea of, absolutely had no idea of. So really, it just, yeah, great guy, great individual. And then that's why the Award of Excellence at the Northeast Motorsports Expo is so prestigious and so special to me, because you don't have to be a great race car driver, although we got a couple of them that have won it over the years, Mike Rowe, Ricky Craven. You just have to play a part in this sport of short track auto racing, much like last year's recipient, taken totally by surprise, Charlene Myers and Sandy Haley. We all see what they do to keep the sport alive with the photos on a weekly basis. Not paid photographers, race fans that are taking photos and making and helping to make memories for us and last year's recipients. Who will be this year's recipient of the Award of Excellence? Nobody knows until it's presented. Just me. So pretty excited, pretty put a lot of thought into that, because I know it is a special award. And when you look at the list of the guys that have won that award, You know, Tom Curley, the Levitts, Bob Morris, Peter Prescott, Mike Rowe, Ricky Craven, Dan McKeag. You know, the list goes on and on and on. This year, when you're walking around the show, stop and look at that list and think about what each one of them individuals have given back to this sport. And that's why it's so special to win that award. Speaking of that, we talk about Peter Prescott. And always has a beautiful display up there at the show. Beautiful display. Hopefully, last year Peter was under the weather, wasn't able to make it. Really hope he's able to make it this year. Want to catch up with him. Love talking to Peter. Love talking history. Love talking life. Love talking business. Something's going to look a little different in Peter's booth this year. No number 59, Reed Lampher. I don't want to call him retired from the sport, but they've parked the family-owned operation, sold most of it off. Reed is going to focus his efforts, like he wasn't already, on Scott's Recreation, longtime supporter of Mainely Motorsports, out there on the Route 4 internal location that he runs. And I'm telling you, you're looking for a trailer, you're looking for anything, they got it out there. You know, unbelievable. The young man has done a phenomenal job. You know, Scott and his wife, Holly, have done an incredible job with not only Reed, but Emily. And it made me think, we're on 2012, let's stay with it. When we come back, I did an interview with Reed up there. Went up, rode some four-wheelers, played some basketball, just talked like a little normal kid. And he was a kid then. Tell you, 7.5 short years, grown into a really good-looking and quality young man, and it really had his head on his shoulders. So it's funny to listen to him talk back then about what he hoped to achieve in this sport. And anybody that's followed that young man's career over the last few years knows what he's achieved in this sport. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have a couple segments with Reed Lampher, back from May of 2012. Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling, to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Bedford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 featured divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation.
We're starting our end of season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock and every unit is on sale, even the 2020s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers, up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes, up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money.
Financing available, trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Our family has been in business since 1972. I'm Johnny Wolf. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. 21st Century Motors now offers low-rate credit union financing and first-time buyer programs. We have a large selection of vehicles starting at $49.90. Quality vehicles and guaranteed repairs. Come see why more than 50% of our business is repeat or referral. Visit us today on Route 25 in Gorham, Maine, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
From our family to your family.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Scott's Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scott's Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scottsrecreation.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
also on the road course, it became my favorite, and it's just awesome. Just 12 long laps ahead and just patient and just drinking everything in I just give him the race car. He drives it. I'm just very impressed with the way he drove today. This is the best race he's raced. I've seen him on the guys that can race together, and I think they show it on the track.
You first.
Me first?
Play pig or something.
All right, you play pig? All right. Now, other than racing, you're a big sports guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Play in the middle school, going to high school next year. Are you going to be able to continue to play ball?
Yeah, I'm hoping to play some either freshman or JV basketball this winter.
Where are you going to end up going to high school?
Maranacook.
Uh-oh. There's my P.
Yeah, I'm playing baseball right now. That keeps me pretty busy during the week.
Yeah. Now, what do you think racing, I mean, it's a team sport, but ultimately the results you're going to achieve are going to be with you behind the wheel.
Yeah.
How does that compare with basketball or baseball? You know, I mean,
Well,
I know we call it a race team, but technically the driver is the guy that gets it done. You know, you need the other guys, but at the end of the day, you're the guy that needs to not make the biggest amount of mistakes.
Yeah, it's a lot different in several ways, I guess. A lot more people involved, I guess, in sports.
Now you realize you can't let me win this game, right?
Okay.
What sport's your favorite? Baseball or basketball?
I like basketball quite a bit. It just a lot more active and doing stuff all the time, I guess.
Now your sister, does she do any sports?
No, she just does her horse thing.
You know, and that's one thing I've noticed. A lot of times you have siblings and, you know, always at each other, not supportive of each other, but from an outsider looking in, oh, there's your P, by the way. From an outsider looking in, you guys look like you got a pretty good, tight-knit relationship. You know, she's very supportive of your racing. Oh, what the heck? You know? Is she? Or am I just seeing things that aren't there?
Yeah, whenever she's not busy with friends or horses or whatever, she comes to all my races. She's very supportive.
Yeah.
We don't hate each other too bad.
We don't hate each other. You can't. Oh, there we go. But, you know, and it's pretty neat. And I know she's pretty excited. And she even tried racing herself there last year.
Yeah, she got into a cart and she did very well for her first time.
Yeah.
Wasn't really scared by any means.
No.
Oh.
So, do you realize that you got a PI? Now, do
I'm just making it interesting.
What's that?
Just making it interesting.
Do I have to prove it?
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm in trouble.
What do you think of that?
We'll see.
Now, don't tell me you're one of the starters on your team, right?
We have to change it to Piggy instead of Pig.
Piggy?
Oh.
So that means I just won.
Oh. Best out of 3?
Best out of 3?
I'd have to win 2 in a row. I mean, you can't go
All right,
wrong,
I'll give you another shot to get your money back.
Okay.
We did play for 500, right?
Yeah.
No, so obviously you guys, you know, I remember when you first showed up at Richmond, talked to your dad, didn't know you, just general conversation. You know, you'd run at Thunder and Valley, but he wanted to put you what he thought was in front of some tougher competition.
Yeah.
And then you've taken that model and continued with it with moving into the Legend Series. Now 4 or 5 years ago, I think the Legend Series was struggling for cars, you know. now they seem to be one of the strongest series in the Northeast. I mean, you think that's the right move? I mean,
Yeah, I think that going up against the tougher the competition, you don't get better from racing against slow guys or people not above your level, and I think that's helped me a ton. I mean, Buffington, Gray, I mean, all those guys at Loudon, Bob Weymouth, all those guys, they got a lot more experience than me, and I learn a lot from them.
yeah,
Helps a ton.
and I think that's the key with young drivers is you have to know, you have to learn. Every race, you got to take something out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Bob, he's taught me so much. I mean, right down to maintaining the cars every week. I mean, I go down there before every race and we go through stuff, and before he started showing me, I was just kind of guessing about half the stuff.
Yeah? Now, you got no girlfriends?
Not right now, no.
All right, you need to get a girlfriend. Because if the girlfriend was around, we'd have somebody to chase the ball. I mean, obviously 13, there's no need to rush things, but probably not much time for girlfriends, right?
Nah, sports, racing.
School, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the honor roll.
Yeah.
Thought you had me, didn't you?
I did. I'm gonna have to go deeper.
Now, do you know the big guy could shoot?
Yeah?
I always like to shoot from outside. You know why?
Why?
Because when you had to go back and play defense, you were close to the other end already.
That's great.
Now, what's the next step after Legends?
Well, this year I'm gonna be competing in some pro stock races, and that's I'm really looking forward to trying that thing out. It's gonna be a lot different. I've heard from a couple people that it's not any harder to drive than a Legends car because power to weight ratio, but it's just different. So,
Oh yeah, you know, and that's any level. The next steps, there's always something that's different. But let's talk about a couple guys that race Legends. Uh-oh. So now I get the first shot, right? Now we're tied up. This is for all the marbles.
This is it.
Cassius Clark, Corey Williams. Both of them went the Legend route.
Yeah.
Really dominated in their era.
Mm.
And we know how that transpired into their Super Late Model success.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I know Cassius fairly well, and he said that it was huge, and he says that Legends, coming out of Legends, he was pretty much fast right into Super Late Models out of them.
Yeah. Oh. So were you sandbagging?
Maybe.
Don't
I
stop.
said I was making it interesting.
Making it interesting. Uh-oh. There's my pig.
I would get into trick shots, but...
Trick shots. Listen, I'm 46 years old. I don't need to be doing trick shots and breaking an ankle. I mean, I know I'm speeding up the process, but where do you see the Super Late Model deal taking you?
I mean, I would love... I mean, our goal is in a year or two here. I'm not eligible to run Beach Ridge yet, and that would be... I mean, the Pro Series there, and maybe a couple patch races here and there in a few years. I mean, I think that'd be an awesome goal. I'd be more than happy with doing some of those races.
Yeah.
Maybe go for run a full season at Beach Ridge, and I mean it'd be cool then. I mean, still be in Legends car Thursday nights, and
there's your spot.
Saturday race the big car. I mean, never know. Oh, you're getting me on the short stuff.
Yeah, see, this one's going to be a battle.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's coworker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Oh, you're getting me on the short stuff.
Yeah, see, this one's going to be a battle.
Oh, robbed.
How about college? Is that in the future? Now, obviously, you're probably like every typical 13-year-old. You think, you want to make that career in racing, but is college in the future? I mean, we haven't even got into high school yet, but
yeah, for sure. That's actually that's gonna be a huge decision for me. If I was really lucky, just without really thinking, just be pretty sweet if I could find a place in North Carolina, maybe do a couple races here and there throughout the summer while I'm down there. But that's really tough. We haven't really sat down.
I mean, you got. Look at that, baby.
Oh,
not bad, huh?
What are we at right now?
We both got peas.
Ooh.
See, look, you backed it up. I think you're just playing with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's obviously, you got years before you got to make that decision, but it's always there too because, going into high school next year, it's the last 4 years of really childhood.
Yeah.
Now, do you have much time for the normal stuff? The friends?
Yeah. I mean, during the week, especially before sports season, the most time, but I practice 4 to 5 times during the week, and I normally miss my Saturday practice because of racing deals and stuff, but at school and everything, but stay pretty busy. Normally my off day during the week without sports, I'm always down at Bob's working on the cars or doing my best to maintain and put a little effort, take a little stress off them.
Uh-oh. Now you're putting stress on me. What's your favorite subject in school?
Lunch.
Oh yeah, that's every kid.
That's toughy. I hate reading.
You hate reading?
Hate reading.
But you got you say you hate it, but you're on the honor roll.
Yeah.
So
I've put a lot of effort in to keep my grades up, and that's always tough.
yeah, because I'm sure that's one of the things that, knowing your parents, they that's important to them, and that's one of the criteria is to keep you on the sports field and on the racetrack. So this could be my G, right?
Could be it.
Jeez. I guess there's no shame if I got beat by a 13-year-old that's a good basketball player.
Oh,
right?
Stays alive.
Pretty
Stays
good.
alive.
See, I can handle the pressure.
Not even close.
Now, what do you got?
Do I got P or PI?
I think we're both are we both at PIs? We got to rewind the tape and look.
We can always make it interesting and say PI.
No, I don't want, no, because you'll...
Then if I lose.
And if you lose, right? Oops. You'll be like every other 13-year-old.
Of course.
Wah, he beat me. Beat up on the kid, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we talk about kids and racing. And I notice about you and your dad, you don't play that kid deal, you know? You realize that, your dad realizes, if he's going to put you out there in that situation, you can't play the kid card. You know, You can't toot your kid's horn when he is beating the adults and say, oh, my little boy, look at him go, you know?
Yeah.
But then when the adults beat up or might get a little rough or, you know, turn it around and say, well, he's only a kid.
Exactly. They'd by no means take it easy on me because I'm a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, short ones.
All right, we're done.
Tied.
So, we're tied. Now, you realize if I win, we will show this part on TV, right?
Uh-oh.
And if you win, we never played basketball.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's it. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
You know what's pretty neat, though? I mean, with everything you've got going, everything you know, fortunate situation, the family business, and,
Very.
you know, you're still grounded. You know, you're not grounded to the house, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You understand life, you understand priorities, you know, you got the
Definitely.
schooling figured out. And, you know, one thing about the racing, you guys have been fortunate enough to align yourself with some good people.
Yeah.
Mission Trailers.
Yeah.
And anybody in the state of Maine knows what Peter Prescott and Steve Prescott have accomplished in motorsports.
Yeah, I mean, EJP, Stevie, they have been a huge help throughout coming up, mods, legends. I mean, Mission Trailers has been, I mean, without those guys, would be way far behind. Way far behind. I mean, they help out a ton.
Now, what do you think, you know, when you guys walk in over at EJP, you walk through, maybe you guys come through the side door or the back door, but when you walked in the front room and they got pictures, you know, where their stuff's ran at Daytona, ran at Darlington, you know, they got fire suits from guys that they've been associated with, helmets. I mean, it's such a big deal up there, and they have such a history in not only Maine motorsports, but NASCAR. I mean, what does a young kid like Reed Lanford think when he walks in there? I mean, you just dream and say, man, I wish, I hope, I dream.
Yeah, it's pretty jaw-dropping to walk in there and just for me to realize how fortunate I am, especially to have EJP back me with everybody and everything that they've been associated to throughout their years of racing and right through the truck series. And I mean, they've done some pretty major ranks. And
because everything that Peter's touched in motorsports has worked. You know, he was Kevin LePage, Ricky Craven, Andy Santerre, Steve Parks, Steve Prescott, you know, Cassius Clark. I mean, he was with Ed Chapman when Cassius got his start. They had Team EJP on it, and you know, and boom. So they see talent, you know, but they don't only look for talent, and nor does any other sponsor. You know, obviously you want the results and the talent, but in today's age, you know, you can't have that bad boy either. You can't have the guy that's in the news, the kid that's, you know, and so they see that in you, and they see that there's a potential of a bright future. Maybe not NASCAR level, but in the Northeast, there's nothing wrong with being a star at your local area.
yeah, definitely.
In closing, anything else you need to say or want to talk about or thank?
I mean, without my dad and all of my sponsors and my dad's businesses, I mean, it wouldn't be possible to do what I do. Scotch Recreation, Holton Power Sports, and EJP, Mission, all those guys are just huge for my racing, and they help out a ton.
Yeah, and I really believe, and I could be wrong, as I've been wrong before, but I'm not wrong a lot when it comes to young talent, that you are the next one to come from that age bracket, to step up, that people are going to see and realize that, you know, wow, this kid's got some talent. So, you know, I look forward to watching you. You know, enjoy the races that you and Alicia have had together, and you're a clean racer, and that's key, because it is so tough for you young racers to take that next step, because you're coming in, and some are going to welcome you with open arms, but they're at every level. Some of them are like already against you before you're even strapped into the car, because they don't want to get beat by you. Obviously, you've got some support behind you financially, so you know they're envious of that, and it's going to be hard for you to earn the respect. But by racing them clean and treating them with respect and going to them for questions and answers and listening and not walking in and making them think that you know more than them, that's how you're going to gain respect. And it's happened at the Legends. I'm sure it's going to happen in the Granite State Pro Stock Series, and it'll happen when you get down to Beech Ridge. And at every level, you just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll find that success.
Yeah, I really hope I can continue to gain respect of the better drivers, and I haven't yet really made anybody mad or lost any respect for anybody, so
Yeah.
hope to continue that.
No, so for all you Maine racers, viewers, fans that, want to know who this kid is, you'll start seeing him rolling into these racetracks and the number 59, right? Why the number 59? Just curious.
Well,
Where'd that come from?
back in motocross, my number was 509, and I think that we couldn't really come up with something in my birthday, May 9th, and we just shortened it to a 2-digit number for 59 for karts, and then it's been mine all the way through.
So, no, I've had a great time. I'm glad you invited me out to your house, your parents. We had a great time Friday night. We're here, and taught me how to ride a wheelie, and then you beat me 2 out of 3. But you got to admit, did I surprise you?
Yeah, that's close.
So wait, now maybe I'll get in shape, and next year we'll come back and we'll play one-on-one.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good.
Good job, kiddo.
Thank you.
We know Maine is hard on cars, so when your ignition won't turn or you lose your key, that just adds insult to injury. Why tow it? E-Keys for Cars technicians will solve your problem in your dooryard or at the mall and get you back on the road. AAA member? You should be. Your AAA locksmith coverage comes right off the bill. E-Keys for Cars, Maine's fast, affordable solution to your car key and lock problems. On the Auto Mile, Route 1, Saco.
E-Keys for Cars.
Our family has been in business since 1972. I'm Johnny Wolf. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. 21st Century Motors now offers low-rate credit union financing and first-time buyer programs. We have a large selection of vehicles starting at $49.90. Quality vehicles and guaranteed repairs. Come see why more than 50% of our business is repeat or referral. Visit us today on Route 25 in Gorham, Maine, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
From our family to your family.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation.
We're starting our end of season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock and every unit is on sale, even the 2020s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers, up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes, up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money.
Financing available, trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations. Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And man, didn't you look like a little kid there, huh? I mean, a lot of the features haven't changed. He's just grown taller, still same build, but young man accomplished a lot in the race car in those last 7 or 8 years. A couple of NASCAR championships, a couple of runner-up 250 finishes, multiple Pro All-Star Series wins. Just huge accomplishments for a young man, and sailing off into the sunset. But like he said, if you read any of his press releases or anything, not getting rid of the fire suit and helmet. So hopefully the opportunity arises. Reed's able to get back behind the wheel a few years down the road and not miss a beat, and I'm sure he won't, because he's been successful in everything he's ever done, and it continues on at Scott's Recreation at Route 4 and Turner location that he handles. So I know his parents are real proud, and he's made a lot of fans up there, and hope to see him around as a racetrack as being a fan. But man, we talk about the show. It's here. We talk about some of the new things happening. I mean, the Gasser guys being a part of the Winterport Dragway display. One of the things you're going to see, Crazy Horse Racing. They've really stepped their game up there with their affiliation to Port City Race Cars, Gary Crooks. A lot of familiar faces going to be hanging around that booth. Faces that you've seen in other places. And, that's going to be one of the busy booths, just like Waddell Communications. So a lot to see and do up there. We got a spotter seminar, the awards on Friday night. You heard me talk about the Awards of Excellence. Another one I put a lot of effort into, and I want to hear from you. Crew chiefs, crew guys, nominate your guys. The Steve Purvis Memorial Award, an award that's very dear to my heart. Steve was one of my best friends that passed away a few years ago, and Met him because of racing. Became a crew member. Worked with me. Worked with the drivers I had. Danny Poulin, Mike Mayetta, Donnie Colpert, Robbie Harrison, David Pinkham, Bubba Pelton. Won a race deal with Scott Mulkern, Mike Rowe. You know, just whenever I turned to do something, he was with me. Alicia Perry, you know. Now, we've raced with Mike Rowe. We won races. We won the 250. We won so much. And now we're going racing with a 10-year-old girl in the go-karts. Steve Purvis was with me. And we all know, and I'll never forget, he used to say, you go out back and you can shake a tree, watch the drivers just fall out of it. Go shake that same tree and look for crew guys. Very hard to find. I don't care who you are. Every team knows how hard it is to find a good crew guy, a guy that's dedicated, knowledgeable, willing to go that extra mile. The guys that reach in their pocket and buy that $20 in gas because the driver's just got nothing left. He's just spent everything he has to get to the point where they want to go racing and they just don't even have the gas to put in it. I mean, they're out there. I want to hear who they are. And we present them an award, and it comes with a gift certificate from Trackside Racing Supplies. So, you know, this will be the fourth one. First time, Stephen Tapley and Annette Tapley. He used to be Annette Dolbeer. The second one, Papa Joe King. Last year, Chummy Brown. You know, three very dedicated, do whatever it takes to do what they can to be a part of the sport and have paid their dues. Who will be the fourth recipient of the Steve Purvis Memorial Crew Member Award? You got to go up there Friday night to find out, and that's where we do all the awards. So we're going to take a break, come back, talk a little bit more about the show, talk about the sponsors, and it's the last show of 2019. Crazy.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new AMSOIL Easy Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. AMSOIL Severe Gear in the new Easy Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from AMSOIL. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And another, everybody wants to win is those Driver of the Year big clock plaques that we put together and do. And boy, every year it's tough. I sit, put the stats together, try to figure this out, figure out who's what, who's who, and how we make this happen. And the weekly track Premier Division Driver of the Year. Then we do the support division. We do the touring premier division and support tour. Last year, I said, you know what? We're getting a lot of support from over there in New Hampshire. Let's do New Hampshire. Let's give them their own. Instead of New Hampshire and Maine going against each other, let's give them their own. So we have 6 awards that are the big clock plaques that people are looking to win and try to be a part of. So that's Friday night. The show awards Friday night. Can't thank everybody enough and the supporters. EJP, Peter Prescott, Team EJP Racing. I mean, he's been there since the inception with Tim. Hasn't missed a beat with me. Looking forward to catching up with Peter and Adam and Steve and the entire gang over there at EJP. Sunoco. They've been there right there with him. John Holland, Gary, Charlie Holland, you know, they've all been there. Been coming there for years. Looking forward to this year with them. The Quirk Group. Quirk took another step this year. As Quirk's involved with me in the motor raffle and got a 602 fully dressed. You know, the KRC pump kit and everything on the front that was contributed and, you know, worked with Travis Benjamin Motorsports. He's in a little sideline business on the motor side of things and provided us with the KRC really nice setup. Anybody that's ever, especially on a street stock, wildcat level, trying to find the right shim, pulley, bracket, alternator, bolt. I mean, this thing comes, you open the box up, you bolt it on. It looks nice. And really proud to have Travis help us out and with the Quirk Group. So just, you know, Four Seasons Synthetic. Once again, Lee will be in attendance. You know, Mainely awards. Still plenty of time to get sponsor plaques and take care of those guys that take care of you and get you on the racetrack. And like I always say, support the people that support short track racing. Whether it's a scroll sponsor on here, a sponsor at your local track, sponsor on the competitor that you're racing against. You know, that's what makes this sport keep going. So I encourage you. 2 weeks away, we got one more show before the Northeast Motorsports Expo. Save your money. Get your raffle tickets. Win a motor. Lots happening. We'll see you up there in a week or so.